Everyone, welcome back. So, the beginning after the end, season 2, episode 2 takes a noticeable shift in direction, moving away from Arthur's perspective and instead putting the spotlight on Tessia. And while that change brings some fresh narrative moment, it also contributes to highlight one of the biggest problems this season just can't seem to fix the animation. The episode title, The Princess Begins Adventuring, follows Tessia as she sets out on a mission alongside Vio and Farid. Their goal seems simple enough, hunt down a wild boar in human territory, but right from the start you can tell this journey is about more than just a basic quest. It's tied to something bigger, the strained relationship between elves, humans and dwarves. As they travel we get some important context through Tessia's memories of Virion, who explain how a treaty may have ended the war between the kingdoms but didn't really fix the hatred between their people. Tessia is meant to be a symbol of change, someone who can help bridge that divide. It's a strong idea on paper, but the reality she faces is much harsher. When they arrive at a human village and offer their help, they are immediately rejected just for being elves. No one trusts them, no one wants them there, and it becomes clear that prejudice still runs deep. Eventually, a couple of kids point them towards a dangerous mana beast causing trouble, a wild boar, giving them at least a chance to prove themselves. From there, the episode shifts into its main action sequence. The fight against the mana beast is meant to be intense, but unfortunately, this is where the animation issues really stand out again. The movement often feels stiff, almost like a slideshow, and it takes away from what should have been a high stakes battle. Still, narratively, the fight has its moment. Tessia and her team try to coordinate. Faye lures the beast, Vio traps it, and Tessia attempts to land the final blow using magic. But nothing seems to work. They are completely overwhelmed, and it feels like they run out of option. And that's when the turning point comes in. Tessia recalls Arthur teaching her how to use mana in a more physical way, not just spells but actual impact. And using that lesson, she delivers a decisive punch that finally takes down the beast. It's a satisfying moment for her character, showing growth and resilience, but even then, the payoff feels incomplete. When they return to the village after saving everyone, they are met with nothing. No gratitude, no acknowledgement, just silence. And honestly, that moment hits harder than the fight itself, reinforcing the idea that changing people's perception won't be easy. The episode ends on a quieter note with Tessia attempting to visit Arthur only to back away at the last second when she sees his family. It's a small moment, but it adds a layer of emotional hesitation that could be explored more going forward. Now, while the story itself is decent and the shift to Tessia's perspective adds some variety, the production issues continues to drag the experience down. The animation still feels inconsistent with stiff character movement and awkward transitions. Even worse, there are moments where characters are visibly speaking but there's no audio, just complete silence. This kind of desync is hard to ignore and really break immersion. At this point, it's becoming a pattern. Episode 1 had its own issues, and episode 2 doesn't do much to rebuild confidence in the studio. The only thing really holding the series together right now is the strength of its original story and the fan base behind it. In the end, this episode is a mixed bag. The narrative shifts work, Tessia gets some solid development, and there are meaningful themes about prejudice and growth, but the animation problems are still very much present and they continue to hold the show back from reaching its full potential. Thank you for watching. Bye.